What up, people? What's happening? Where we at? What's going on? Jared, Sack Trades, what's happening, bro? Crypto Casper, what's happening, brother? Hey Life, Dolo, Peter. Yeah, we got a lot of people here. A lot of members, that's wicked. What's going on? Peter Storms, how you doing? Just for the record, PC Shed, what's good, my man? What's good, PC? Thank you, man. MT4 is not down, alright? It's going to open up in a bit. They always close the platform. They get their orders set and then they reopen it again. So don't worry about that. Crypto Keeper, what's good? How we doing? Here we got in here tonight. Golden Hue. Haha, you saw the comments, yeah? Yeah, thank you for the comments, guys. We kind of got Golden Hue's attention. She's going to get herself one of those shoes, man. It's obvious. We need to let her win the shoe. So she's won the shoe. She's one of the subscribers that I'm picking to win the shoe, courtesy of you guys. All right? So then we got the members, and then we got the Patreon guys as well that are going to get elected for one of those shoes. So happy days. Yes, this is a pre-recorded session. Let you know, just to make sure. That's what we do in here. We pre-record these sessions so that we wait for price to go to the zones, and then we bring up the chart and make it look like we knew it was going to happen already. I mean, come on, man. Wow. Hey, Galu. How you doing? Doesn't matter anywhere in the world. If you're in, look, if we can send it to you, then happy days. You know, whoever wins is going to get those shoes. Yeah, if we have to pay a lot of tax on the shoes, so be it. That's the nature of the giveaway. Man, you could be in North Pole for all I care. I'll get those shoes sent out to you. Yeah, Golden Hue will do a good thing of actually, you know, putting it on her Instagram. You know, she's good like that. She'll let everybody know about those kicks. All right then. So who we got in here tonight? From 200 to 150. Okay. I mean, look, this is trading for you, man. All right. You can apply you can apply the system. All right. As I said to you, take two guys. Right. They're given a system that guarantees they're going to win at least 85% of the time. One guy wins, the other loses. All right. And it's all down to emotion. You get excited. All right. You start making money. I mean, from 200 to $1,000. Right. That's a lot of that's a lot of money from $200. All right. But the idea is to not be fazed by the money. That's the whole thing. That's what I'll keep going on about all day, every day. Forget the money. Work on proficiency, because we got a lot of stuff tonight, guys. We're going to talk about a few things tonight. It's not going to be a long stream because I want to let you guys get on with your weekend. All right, I've been on it today, you know, doing all these videos, updating the patrons. It's just been a mad one today, guys. Am I tired? Standard. Today I am tired. You probably can tell from my voice. It's strong with you tonight, the red wine. 20x, man, that's crazy. Yeah, if anyone is a Patreon, all right, or has just become a patron, go back and watch the posts. A lot of it is you've got to read a lot. There are now a few videos as well. All right, go back and check them out. All right, there's certain things that I discuss in the Patreon where it covers a lot of my mindset and how I approach things. You know, the more you keep reading it, the more you're reasserting it into your mind, so that when you do come to the charts, you've got that voice in your mind saying, retrace, continuation, confirmation, has it test the 50? You know, are you at the 200? Psychological high, psychological low. Yeah? On who's the most annoying person on Discord? Be honest, Slice here. Oh my god. Oh man. Nicholas, nice, thank you, man. I'm all good, man. I'm all good. It's been an interesting week so far, guys. It's been a busy week, man. Like my daughter's birthday. Got so much to do. There is so much to do, man. There is loads to do. You know, there's a lot of things that are happening behind the scenes. I keep saying it, but I don't think you guys realize it. Got Mike Dutch sorting out, you know, nearly 200 t-shirts. He's got to get them all packed individually. He's got the label maker. He's going to be, you know, sending those out to people. You know, so me and Mike, we are pretty much flat out. You know, Mike's been trying to get in touch with me the best part of a week. And yeah, we do speak to each other, but we always end up, one thing leads to another, and we end up getting caught up doing shit. It's just crazy. He's now brought this stream deck, and now I've managed to go and get the stream deck as well. So we're going to be we're going to make this stream a bit more spicier than it is. All right, because it's getting a bit boring just staring at that red screen and then coming to MT4. I'm going to make it a bit more exciting. You know, flipping and transitioning between charts and what have you. Just making it a bit more easier. So, yeah, next week should be good. Oh, yes, that is something that I do need to do. I do need to get you guys to join. Make sure you do join the Discord, guys. All right, the Discord is where it's all at. All right, that's where everything happens. 2 seconds. Here's the link. Let me get that. Sort that out. I'll do this and then we're going to start talking about price. Okay. Yeah, I've got Prime membership. So that's going to work nicely. Mike's been playing around with his stream deck and he's been pulling out some mad things on there, man. Really cool things. A gamer upgrade, you know? Alright, and cool. Where are we at? Okay. Right. Right, let's get to it then. Alright, so did anyone trade today? That's what I want to know. Did anyone trade today? Yeah, 1 for yes and for 2 for no. Yeah, I need to get an iPad, that's the thing. I've got a tablet, but ugh. PC, of course you did. Okay, so everyone traded today. All right then. Oh, guys, listen. I've got to talk to you about Forex tonight. All right. Some interesting behavior happened today with the Canadian yen, Canadian Swiss, and dollar CAD as well. Interesting behavior. We were talking about it last night. My God. Yeah. Okay. Ah, autos. Been a while, my friend. How you doing? Just take some spot. Wicked. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, DMX, man. DMX passed away, man. That's fucked up. What can we do? What can we do? All right. Let's go. Let's check this. Let's see what happened. Why did Bitcoin hold today? Well, number of things. And one of them, I'm going to ask you guys. Well, this is Ethereum. Let me just get Bitcoin up. Remember, the market's closed. Okay, I'm just looking at it literally just because I've got all the projections in this zone here. But is there any news due to come out this week? Well, this weekend or next week? Does anybody know of any news that's due to come out this weekend or in the next week? All right. Does anybody know? Be interesting to know. Nope. Coinbase listing. Okay. Yep. Coin offering. Okay. Yeah, that does bring more liquidity. Yep. 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 Okay. Right. Ah, okay then. Cool. All right, it's pretty simple, guys. We know Friday does two things. It either forms the base or it moves for profit. They gave us a bit of action today. We can't deny that. We've dropped down to the 15-minute time frame. All right. We got a little bit of action. Now, could you have traded this? Of course you can. Very simple to trade this. All right. So if you remember last night what we were talking about, how we were trying to touch upon the idea of when price breaks out of a zone, All right, you're looking for a strong break. Granted, you're going to get a retrace, but it all plays on the candlestick itself. All right. So notice what happened here. This would have been effectively a clean break for the pattern. Okay. Now, the success of the pattern, the move did start from down here. So you would have effectively had a fantastic advanced entry point right there. That would have been an awesome advanced entry point right there. How would you have known that was a good entry? We'll look at it like this. What were they doing after they spiked the low? All right, the Frankfurt session, European, okay? They spiked the low, so they effectively did a stop hunt low, and then they moved out of the zone. All right. So we looked at the Asian session. So the final third of the Asian session. This is what I'm trying to do with Bitcoin. I'm trying to see if Bitcoin does, you know, perform on the final third of the Asian session, going into the dead gap. All right, just before the European markets. All right, I'm trying to see if it does have that same, oh, how can I put it to you? If it's got the same sort of behavior that Forex does, right? Because granted, Forex, there's always activity in this zone. Always. It tells me exactly what the market maker's intentions are. All right. So at the open of Frankfurt, they sold off. They triggered all the shorts to go down. They closed below the 50 EMA. All right. They broke down, tapped the 800 EMA, right? Which is the 200 EMA on the hourly. Now they triggered a bag of orders to the downside here. All right. When they trigger those, look at these candles, right, guys? When you look back in the charts, especially on MT4 or on TradingView, all right? When you see this big red candle and it doesn't close at the lows, all right, you know market makers were effectively getting longs, and then they were trying to bring price back up because they favored higher prices, all right? And that's exactly what happened here. They came down and they spiked the 800 EMA, which was the 200 EMA on the hourly, and reverse price back up to the zone. All right. London comes into play and tries to follow suit and effectively taps the 800 again. All right. Because there were guys who went short and then they held. Some of the stops got took. And then some of them saw that there was rejection at the 50 EMA on the 15-minute time frame. Price came back down. And then they spiked the high one more time. Triggered all the stops for the guys who went short here. Brought it back into the zone. And then what do you see? Pin to the low, and then they're working the lows right here. Look at these beautiful pins. 1, 2, 3 right there. Look how they're just moving it up, moving it up. They're just tapping the orders. The guys who believe it's going to go short, because you can see it goes up, rejects a 50, up, rejects it, up, rejects it. Okay? This final candle was effectively the confirmation candle to the retail trader that things were going to go down south. All right? So he goes short there. And then before you know it, market maker steps in, opens, and shifts out of the zone. That would have been a valid advanced entry point right there. All right. You would have used the Asian mid session right there as a valid entry point. All right. I mean, yeah, I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to this discussion about what actually happened. You can't see my mouse. Yeah, you can. It's right there. PC, you shorted B81. PC Shed is playing a very, very advanced strategy, guys. All right, a very advanced strategy. This is something that I do all the time. It doesn't matter if it's a bearish market or a bullish market. All right. To me, when price deviates away from the 50, it's always going to look to come back, especially on the 1 minute time frame. All right. 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute. You name it, it's always going to come back to the 50. All right. That's what, you know, it's the zone, guys. It normalizes the intention by all the traders around the world. Anyone on the platform, they always like to see price at the 50, and they base their decisions off that. All right. So let's look at PC Shed's entry 58818. Wow. There you go. That was PC Shed's entry. There we go. 58818. That was PC Shed's entry. And he got out at 5838. Nah, man. 58.38. All right. So I'm just going to label off PC Shed's entry and exit. All right. Just for the nature of this stream. Yellow line was the exit. Purple line was the entry. Right, actually, I'm going to change that because we know the Asian session, the psychological high and low is there. All right, and cool. Here we go. I'm going to drop down to the 5-minute time frame. Okay. Let's talk through PC Shed's entry and exit. All right. Check this out. 58.038. Okay. Let's get the right price. 58. Where are we at, man? 58.818 and then 58.038. Okay. Okay. Right. Ah, silly. Silly exit. 818. There you go. Okay, cool. So PC Shed's exit, guys. Let me just move this so you can see it clearly. All right. So PC Shed's entry on Bitcoin was short, and that was at 58.818. He got out at 58.038. A lovely little move just on the turn. All right. What could we understand about this? Well, let's drop it down to let's start off. How would I work this out? Let's jump into PC Shed's mind, guys. All right. PC, you give me the yay or the nay. Tell me if I've got this right. Okay. So PC Shed. He starts off the day. Let's assume that it's London Open. All right. He pulls up the 5-minute chart. Probably pulls up the 15. He likes to see where we at. All right. He notices at 8 o'clock this morning. Now, this is on the principle of PC's building positions from he's gone in at this point and he's exiting at this point, because PC Shed also likes to build positions. All right. He effectively does the market maker method. All right. But he says on this stream right now, his entry was 58.818 and his exit was 58.038. All right. So let's check this out. He goes on the 15-minute time frame, right? Because PC Shed's strategy, or should I say the approach that he likes to apply, okay, he isn't really interested in the hourly or the 4-hourly or the daily. He's got no interest in that, right? He looks at what he can get at a moment's notice. He's impulsive, he's in, he's out, all right? So he starts off in the morning, he looks at price and he sees that Bitcoin has formed a base. All right. It shows the support at the 800. All right. And it bounces away and it starts to move up. Now, PC Shed has been committed to only taking shorts. All right. Now, here's the discipline, guys. If you're only committed to taking shorts, even though he knew that he could go long, right? He waited. So he waits for price to rise. It rises. 15-minute time frame rises up again. Probably drops it down to the 5-minute time frame. Probably has a couple of screens and he's watching the price diligently. All right. He's waiting for a moment to turn. All right. So he sees the vector 1, vector 2, vector 3. Price is shifting out of the zone. All right. He's not entering long here, guys. He's committed to understanding shorts. All right. Now it rises up. It pulls back slightly. Does PC Shed think that we're at the absolute high? No. Why? Because it just broke out of this previous zone here. So there are going to be guys that are going to be coming in thinking that price is going to continue higher. All right. So it pulls back, tests this previous zone, which we are at the Asian session high, and then continues up. Price doesn't break below the doesn't break below the 13 EMA. Okay, on the 5-minute. He considers the 15-minute time frame and he can still see that price is above the 5 EMA. Okay. It's going up. So PC Sheds thinks, right, let me just see how far it can go. I'm expecting another vector candle or some climatic behavior, because that's what happens on these time frames when the market makers are ready to make a turn. He's looking at the price in relation to the 50 EMA, and he says to himself, okay, price is now extended away. At this point, it's extended away from the 50 EMA. At some point, price is going to look to come back. All right. So he's waiting, he's waiting, he's waiting. He sees a spike up in volume. All right. Spikes up. Now PC Shed is starting to pay attention. Probably drops down to the 1 minute time frame. All right. Zooms out. He comes here, looks at the 1 minute time frame. Now, why does a moment ago I just said to you that PC Shed was looking at the price thinking that it could potentially go up, okay, a little bit more. That information was going to be presented here. This is what he saw. He saw price come back down to the 50 EMA, okay? He saw the notable volumes coming in. Now, because the notable volumes didn't break below the 50 EMA, PC Shed had the impression of, right, market makers are quickly looking to get longs, quickly to getting longs at lower prices, all right? And potentially closing shorts that they built earlier on here. Okay, so notice the green candle, it recovered it down to the T. Look at that. Yeah, let me zoom in. Let me just show you guys, so you guys understand and see it, for anybody new that witnesses it. Okay, look at this. They're building shorts at the highs. All right, they start to offload those shorts and realize a return for them. It's Friday, they've got to try and get some money in the game. And notice what happens. They pull it back to the 50 EMA. Look at the candles. Yeah, you can see from this point here, from that point there all the way across, you can see they pretty much recovered the whole thing. Notice where they stopped. Yeah, just notice where it stopped. Right there. Okay. Then PC Shed's thinking, okay, if this is going to show support, all right, we're going to wait and see how far it can go. I'm expecting them to come back down. Why? Because you look at the 5 minute time frame, okay, you can see that they're moving out of the zone. You look on the 15 minute time frame, you can see that they are already looking at getting orders closed to the downside. They're manipulating the market. What do we know? Fast move is the false move, all right? But you can profit from these moves. There is nothing wrong in profiting from these moves. Yes, it's playing into the actual pattern, all right? You can still trade like that, all right? Because the market maker, he's shifting the zone. He needs to realize price at a higher point because he plans on going short. You can ride these moves. Same way you can ride them up, you can ride them down, okay? It's all down to what strategy you apply. This is where, right, you have to understand the strategy itself, okay? The concept of being able to adapt is so critical. Because if you can't adapt and you're static and rigid with this system, you're not going to survive 5 minutes. You can read as many books as you want. You can go through as many PDFs as you want. All right. Until you are in front of the chart and you're in real time translating what you understand about this system in real time. Okay. If you're static and you're saying, right, it needs to show this, or the W has to be this, it has to be an exact W, otherwise I'm not trading it, I'm wasting my money kind of thing. Like, you know, that diligence is really good. But if you don't put yourself in a position to apply the knowledge, all right, then you ain't gonna learn. All right. So when you see these vector candles, all right, you know something's happening. Whether they're building their shorts at higher prices, you know they're inducing guys. You can profit on that. Okay, so back to PC Shed on this 5 minute time frame. Okay, he's paying attention. He drops down to the 1 minute because that is where his entry's at. Here we are, right here. All right, PC Shed. He sees price bounce away from the 50, comes back up. He sees another vector 1, vector 2. Now, that's because it's coming to the high here. Now, PC Shed could have done two things here. He may have been able to take the trade from here and ride the short, all right? However, price was very close to the 50. Straight after this high, yeah, after this high had been formed, there was not much activity in the area. Because if you look at the psychology of everything, okay, if they're pushing price up, people are stepping in and buying it in this zone. All right. They're going to try it one more time. And they can see that there is interest in this area. Look, vector 1, vector 2. All right. This next candle spiked price down and kind of scared a lot of people and took out some shorts. All right. And stops. All right. PC Shed was waiting. Did PC Shed think that there was another attempt to the high? Maybe, maybe not. He had to wait. Why? He needed to wait for a violation of the 50 EMA. If the 50 EMA is rising, okay, and it's pointing upwards, you know momentum is favoring higher prices. Look what she does. She breaks below the 5 and the 13, but then she starts to pin the lows. All right? That means that the market maker is trying to trap traders to go long. He wants them to go long, so they're filling the orders down here. All right? They're trying to tap those orders, getting them committed. Now, when you understand these candlesticks, you understand that at some point, market makers are going to come back to this zone because this is where they built their longs at lower prices and closed some longs from previous prices. Okay? So then what happened? They started to form a zone. You can see a small W formation here. Notable volume. They favor higher prices. The next couple of candles just before it hits the 50 EMA, price spikes up, closes above the 5 and the 13. Now it's starting to rise up, recovers the previous candle. Now this is where it gets interesting. Vector 1, Vector 2. PC Shed is paying attention now. All right. Price has already made the move once, twice. Now it's going to go a third time. What do we know about the number 3? Yeah? What do we know about the number 3? Yeah? Very important. Okay? So then what does PC Shed do? He sees that price is extended. Why? Because it was an aggressive move to the upside. All right? Probably the first red candle that triggered, all right, was cause for PC Shed to say, you know what? I'm going to go short at this point because we are very extended away from the 50 EMA and we have yet to come back and touch it completely. All right? Notice it came down here, but it didn't touch the 50. Came here, didn't touch it. Now it's up here. It's now looking for a move to the downside. All right? Now, if you look at other things, you've also got the TDI. Yeah? As the TDI comes out of the volatility band, the RSI is a shark fin, comes out of the volatility. That red candle triggered the pin at the high there. All right? So that could have been a short signal for him. But that's a confluence. You're adding the confluence together. 1 point there. Okay. You've got divergence on the 1 minute. Look. Okay. Divergence. As it's making highs, the average close is lower. Okay. Makes his entry. He knows that he can't allow, well, price can't go up any further if the market maker has effectively done his business for the day. He probably put his stop up here, all right? And he wants to see how it plays out, all right? He knows price is away from the 50, and then what happens? It starts to drop, okay? As it starts to drop, he gets confirmation of a nice clean break, all right? Now it's on its way to the 50 EMA, all right? It breaks the 50 EMA, goes down lower, okay? He drops down to the 5 minute, wants to see where he's at. He can see now that he's got all these red candles, drop, drop, retrace, drop, makes the touch at the 50 EMA. Was there an opportunity for PC Shed to try and add it again? Potentially. You've got the Brinks box, New York reversal, taps the high. He probably made a couple of entries at that point, maybe. New York collapses it, drop, 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 down to 58.038. Takes out the 50 on the 5, drops down the psychological high for the week, okay? And then comes back down, taps the 200, and then he finishes just below right there, okay? Now, PC Shed, on a level now, my friend. Was that what you kind of did? Please let me know if that's what you kind of did, man. Just for the record, guys, PC Shed in one day made 200 grand. All right, just so people understand who he is. This guy started this stream 8 weeks ago with 8 grand. All right, 7 weeks ago with 8 grand. Took it up to 150k, and then He has one day where he turns over 200 grand. If you want to see the proof of that, go into the Discord. All right, it's pinned to the chat. He's posted the profit and losses all in the Discord. And in a video stream 2 nights ago, we start talking about that and he shows us his profit and loss. So that's who PC Shed is. PC Shed, I've got the verification, guys. Could not have put it better myself. Spot on. And PC Shed, he's the guy that will tell you if you were talking shit or not. All right? He will call you out. So that's who PC Shed is, guys. Yeah, people are getting tripping out with these charts, man. There's a 5-minute time frame. We'll just bring it back for you. Calm yourselves. You're too used to trading view, man. You just want a nice chart. All right then. Cool. Now, where we at? Let's have a look. Nice to play. Take a while to prove. Can you explain why would this early entry method not work on the green candle April the 8th? The April the 8th. Why it wouldn't work? What do you mean? Real fantastic. Can you explain why would this early entry method not work for the green candle on the 8th of April? Are you, Will, are you basing it off my chart, yeah? Are you talking about this zone here? I've got myself a cup of tea, man. I'm all good. TDI helps you understand volatility, man. All right, the TDI indicator right there, it tells you volatility. All right, so where you see, if you look at price, okay, let me just bring it back down. All right, I mean, look, what can you see on the TDI? Who can see it? Let's see who's what. Who knows? Let's see it. Who can see it on the TDI? What can you see? Downfin, Hugo, what? Jim Bean, Bartos, well done. You can see the M. You can see the M. There it is. M formation right there at the highs. Yeah, the volatility band. All right. This is the green is the RSI. Red is a signal line. So when the RSI, the green signal, sorry, when the green line crosses the red line, all right, that is a signal. That price is going to obviously pull back. Okay. And then comes back down to the market base. The purpose of this TDI is just a posh RSI. All right. So you're looking for volatility outside the blue volatility bands. All right. When there's volatility out of these bands, you know price is being moved by the market. All right. Or should I say the market maker? He's stepping in. Okay. Just look at this. Look at this big, massive push to the upside. Look at that little W there. Look at that little W there. All right. It confirms the W, okay, because market makers were stopping price from going lower because they were pinning the lows. Yeah, look at the W. Outside the volatility band, back inside, and another attempt at the volatility, but it stayed within the volatility band, and then the RSI crosses over the red. Your profit target, or should I say, your understanding of where to exit is based on the RSI breaking through the market base, coming out and testing the other volatility band if the momentum is there. And that's exactly what happened there, guys. All right. Yeah. Now, I'm just going to talk about Bitcoin. Then I'm going to go to Ethereum. And then I'm going to have a look at Forex today, because Forex did some very interesting things that are going to help you guys understand how this shit works. It's a volatility band, no different to Bollinger Bands, Hugo. Can't you see it? Hold on, let me just see how it works for me. What do you mean you can't see it, guys? I don't get it. Like, there's no mouse. Like, you can clearly see it. I'm chatting, man. This is MT4, guys. This is MT4. I use IC Markets, an electronic central network. This is pretty much the same feeds that the banks get. All right. Except there's a little bit of a delay because I don't really want to pay 10 grand a month just to improve my connectivity on price by anything between a minute or two. All right. So I'm going to go through some Forex as well. All right, cool. Okay. All right, then, here we go. So, based on PC Shed's attempt at taking, I mean, look, man, he just grabbed like the high of the day. This strategy is about finding the high and low of the day. That's all it is. That's all it is. People say it's hard to achieve. No, I beg to differ. I really beg to differ. They tell you can never find the true high in the true day. Yeah, you'll never find it, all right? But that's pretty accurate if you ask me. All right? I know we're not going to be that perfect, but my days, that is pretty accurate for me. Yeah, you just got hosed on swap fees. Can you talk about it? Yep, you're holding your trades too long. You avoid swap fees when you don't hold your trades long enough. If you hold your trades for a while, okay, they effectively sell on the exposure. All right, so you know that's why I'm fast in, fast out. That's what I do. I'm always in and out of my trade. I ain't gonna let them charge me on swaps. Forget that. Reason it's not updating is because they've closed the market. All right, I'm just talking about Bitcoin's behavior right now, and then we're going to go to a live chart on Bitcoin. All right, I just want to get through what we've seen today. All right, so the zone that Bitcoin held today, right? Okay, I mean, she has stood at the psychological high. Notice how the psychological high has now been a line of support. Okay. If you want to understand the psychological high, go and watch last night's stream. We talk about it. The last night's stream. Okay. Now, Bitcoin looks like it's forming a support zone in and around the 50 EMA. Okay. But we've yet to hit the 50 EMA. That just tells me once, twice, 3 times, Bitcoin hasn't touched it. The 50 EMA is now crossed over the 200. All right. We need price to stay above this zone to confirm that they hasn't really needed to come back and test the 50. All right. Notice how they spiked the high, brought price back down, getting longs at lower prices. Now they're moving out of the zone. Do we still have our projections? Of course we do. Those are my projection points. 59,159. That's where I'm expecting Bitcoin to move to. All right. Ethereum. Exactly the same story. Notice the volume coming in. Notable volume coming in at the 50 EMA, triggering the shorts and pulling price back up. Respecting the pivot. Look what she does at the pivot point. Bounces straight away from it. Trapping traders. All right. They are holding the zone. They are also holding the psychological high. Yeah? They've worked this zone. They are preparing for a big move. Now, that big move is going to be determined when the new market starts. Now, the new market starts at 12 a.m. GMT on Sunday. That's when the new range for the week starts. Yes, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is 24 hours, okay? But the new range for the week starts 12 a.m. GMT on Sunday. Okay? Yes, tomorrow I'm going to be doing the Forex stream for the members and the Patreons. All right, that's going to be about 12:30, 1:15 in the afternoon. I'm going to be doing that live stream. It's going to be an unlisted stream as well. So it's only for the YouTube members and the Patreons. So make sure you keep an eye on the Discord notifications. And the Patreons, if you're in the Telegram, make sure you're aware of that too. Keep an eye on that because I'll be sharing the link there for you. All right. So hits the 50 on the 15. Yeah, remember the 50 EMA on the 15-minute time frame is only the 13 EMA on the hourly. All right. Okay. So look, Ethereum, pretty much the same story down here. All right. She ain't doing much. She's touched the 50 EMA on the hourly. That is awesome. I like that. And it's come away from it. Okay. So we're going to go on to TradingView because we're going to get real-time Oh, tell a lie. It's open. Don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. The market is now open. There you go. Bitcoin should be open now. Happy days. There you go. New session. New session is in play. So I'm going to look at the 15 and see where we are. There we go. So Bitcoin now, the market has opened. It's gapped down a little bit. Happy days. So we're going to see how these two play out. Whilst that forms, okay, I'm going to bring up yesterday's projections on dollar CAD, the Canadian dollar. Man, very interesting behavior, guys. Right? Very interesting behavior. Okay. All right, let me just get that up for you. 2 seconds. I'm just gonna. Right, you know what? I'm gonna quickly get a break. Let's do it. 2 seconds. Okay, guys, can you see that? Yeah? Can everybody see this? Give me a yes. Give me a yeah. Cool. Okay. So last night we were talking about the Canadian dollar. All right. And what we were discussing on there was the news information that was due to come out. Okay. How would it affect price? Now, we anticipated that if the news was good for the Canadian dollar, then dollar CAD would drop. Okay. Now, if you notice the chart in front of you right now, this was dollar CAD from last night. So if I move across, you can see that it says dollar CAD right there. Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, happy days. I'll move it back. Now, last night's video, we were talking about this blue box. Now, this blue box said, okay, that dollar CAD would need to retrace back up, hit this zone, hit that blue box zone, and continue down and use the New York session as a reversal point. All right. So when we look at what actually happened to dollar CAD, okay, the reversal came in much sooner. So check this out. Notice the blue box. Can we all see that? Give me a 1 if you can see this, guys. Yeah? Cool. All right, people can see it. Happy days. All right, and so what do you see? From the start of last night's session, you can remember we were talking about in last night's stream. Guys, I advise you go and watch last night's stream, okay? And just where you see this, when you start seeing this box here, all right, that's when I start talking about the US CAD thing, okay? Now notice, from last night's stream, she came up and did exactly what we needed her to do. They stop, hunt, rise, and drop, okay? They came back down to the zone, okay? Now, this is what I'm talking about in terms of the power of projection, all right? This is what you guys need to do. You need to be doing these sort of things. This is what helps you become a better trader. When you project exactly like this, You can see the blue box. You understand that something needs to happen, all right, in order for price to go to the next zone. If that was the M formation at the high, okay, look, if this was an M formation up here, yeah, you know that the first move away from the zone, retrace back up level 1. All right, so there you go. Level 1 confirmed. Price drops. What are we expecting? Another retrace back to the upside. Retrace continuation to the downside. Right there. Projection 1.25. That's what we're looking for. All right. Dollar CAD has just started its move to the downside. It hasn't done anything in light of, it's only achieved 1.17 of its ADR. So that means, all right, from the absolute high to the absolute low, it should stay within 73 pips. Let's have a look. From the high to the low, 85, give or take. That's fine. Okay, they brought it back up a little bit, so that brings it to 80 right there. So the ADR doesn't have to be accurate, but it has to be within sight. All right, it was over by at least 13, no problem. Okay, do we understand this? Yeah. Let's have a look at CAD. Check this out. Look what happened to CAD. CADJPY. Let's have a look at what CADJPY did last night. So, that's the aftermath. Let's have a look at what she did. Now, you guys are going to be pretty interested in this. So, hold on. Not that one. CADJPY. Let me get CADJPY up. Ah, didn't get it. I didn't get that screenshot. But CADJPY, okay, last night was here. Whoops. That is where CADJPY was last night. All right. So she's effectively come down to the 800 EMA, which is the blue line. All right. The news come out, but we didn't really see much activity. But we have formed a W formation. Look at all of the longs being built at the lows, triggering the shorts, but they're not going anywhere. When people see these red sell-off candles, they're thinking, yeah, it's selling off, we're bearish, we're bearish. Ask yourself the question, why are you seeing all these candles dropping to the downside, but it's not going anywhere? Right? When you see candles like this, it drops. Why are we seeing them here and it's not going anywhere? All right? That's what's really important about this. Okay? Cool. Oh, she hit that zone. Happy days. Bounced away from it. Cool. Euro USDJPY. Oh, wow. USDJPY. Yeah. There you go. W, rise. Pull back. Continuation to the upside. Ready to take the projection point. GBPUSD. What does she do? She came down and touched the zone. In last night's stream, we spoke about this again. Check this out. Here was the before of GBPUSD. All right then. So last night we projected with GBPUSD. She needed to do one more move to the downside, okay, so that we could anticipate a final cycle, so that GBPUSD could look to make a retrace back to the upside. All right. So you can see the blue box projection point there, and then we look on the chart itself. You can see that she actually came down one more time, tapped the blue box zone, and she's pulled back, and now she's coming back down to this point here. What are we expecting from GBPUSD? We are expecting her to effectively come down just a little bit more to fulfill the full obligation of the ADR, which is down here. All right, and then we should see another move back to the upside, potentially taking the 1.38 again. All right. So from that point there, we're looking at easy 151 pip move. Happy days. All right. Cool. Bitcoin right there, pulling back. She's getting very aggressive. Bitcoin is. Let me just close that. Ethereum. She too is there. There you go. So we're getting quite busy. All right. Oh, my bad if I got it wrong. Okay then. Cool. Tony, and your reason for that projection? Tony, I'm new to this, trying to figure out Elliott wave and fibs. I hope for a last dip. Well, look, we are in a zone right now, okay? Bitcoin is in a zone. All right, we're heading into the weekend, guys. All right, anything can happen in the weekend. We know that the weekend themselves are about learning. That's what you need to do. Go over the previous week. Work out what's been going on. If you're a Patreon, okay, go back and look at the previous posts. Come back to the charts and try and marry up everything and understand why did it move. Because the best thing about the patrons is this: you're going to get effectively the before, all right, and then we work towards the afters, all right, and we understand the journey. That's the key thing. So go over that stuff, guys. Make sure you regurgitate, because next week it changes. We've got new cycles. We've got new targets. There are new ways that market makers are going to play around with price. There's new information coming out, so we need to be at the ready. Right now, the weekend is going to be manipulating the zone so badly. All right. Could we see another move to the upside? Potentially, if this pattern plays out. What we understand about this pattern is this: we have effectively got ourselves the first, we have actually got the first level. All right. Now, the first level is, you can see, rise level 1, retrace. Okay. Now I'm expecting another move to the upside. If price pulls back a little bit more and then touches the 50, happy days. All right. The price should now make another move to the upside, projecting the M4 zone at 59,249. Could the weekend send Bitcoin to 60? Is it far away? Not at all. Look, from where she is right now, all the way to 60 is what? 19,577 pips. All right. Its average daily range is 22,642. So it's well within its average daily range. In other words, the cycle that it can achieve in one session, okay, is 22,642 pips. All right. From there to there is 19,000. So it's well within its average daily range. Okay. How you doing, Patricio? Seems like a lot of people are coming in. USDCAD, CAD USD, what is the difference? Well, you're saying you're trading USD against the Canadian dollar, and then you're saying the Canadian dollar against the US dollar. Had a consistent week. I'm off to a music concert and get absolutely sloshed. Fair play, Matty Cole. Well done, brother. Well done, my friend. All right. But are you guys understanding it now, yeah? Can you explain the USDJPY W formation breakout? I went long after the breakout of the W, but it went kind of slow. So I sold and missed the whole move. Any tips for holding a trade? All right, then. The first thing is this. If you haven't realized a profit within the first 2 hours of placing a trade, get out. If you are a long-term trader or a swing trader, then the 2-hour rule doesn't make sense. I am the YG. If you need any access to anything, go in the links in the description. Everything is there, my friend. All right. Now, let me just go and discuss this dollar yen move. All right. Someone needs a bit of help on dollar yen. All right, then. So look, when we looked at the stream yesterday, all right, this was the first leg from dollar yen. We anticipated a move back up. This looked like it was the second leg, but I said as well last night that I'm not really keen on this. All right. I wouldn't really use that as a valid entry or deem it as a valid second leg. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for a move to the upside and then a retrace. Okay. So if we just cancel this out, all right. Let me move this. If we cancel this one out here, all right, keep price like that. Right, tidy this shit up a little bit. All right, so just get rid of this as well. As you guys have effectively seen that. Happy days. That is what I'm looking for. So your first leg, vector candle 1, 2, and 3. All right, rise up to the moving averages. Now notice the 50 EMA was very close to price. All right, it's pretty much flat. And the nearest main moving average is the 200 EMA. All right, so market makers had effectively returned price back up. Look at the red candles. They previously got their shorts filled. All right, so they got their longs filled by sending price lower. Got the prices back up. All right, then they started the business again. Now, come Sunday night, could we see a gap down potentially? All right, because it's going to form a gap down to test this zone one more time and then effectively make a move to the upside. All right, why? Pretty simple. Dollar yen has been dropping for the past 7 days. All right, and it's extended above its average daily range. It's effectively 3.43 times its ADR. That means it's very extended to the downside. It needs to realize some of its profits back. Look, market makers have been dumping price, okay? They started all the way up here, and then they've been dumping it all the way down here. They need to realize profits on these longs that they've been building on the way down, okay? And notice, this is one of the key areas that I'm looking for dollar yen to go back to. All right, so that's my first projection point. W formation, if it doesn't come back down lower, it will move out of this zone quite aggressively, hit the 110, hit the 110, 250, retrace to test the 50 EMA. The 50 EMA will cross over the 200 and then move, and price will continue to move to the upside. All right, cool. Are we in a good traders rally? It was in profit after 20 minutes. Happy days. Happy days. How do we know when the market maker prefer lower prices when it breaks a 50 EMA? Let me repeat that question. How do we know the market maker prefers lower prices when it breaks the 50 EMA? You determine that from the vectors. So for example, look, he's broke the 50 EMA here. All right. He builds his positions previously and then he tanks. All right. I hope that pretty much sums that up. Okay. What will Bitcoin be? Bitcoin will be whatever she needs to be, man. All right. She's always going to be doing her own thing, but it's the weekend, guys. That's what you need to understand. It is the weekend. There is nothing more we can do or say. All right. Look at the zone that Bitcoin's done to us today. She's done nothing. New York reversal, tap the high, drop. All right. She hasn't done anything. All right. She has what? She started building shorts at higher prices here, triggered them, came back down and recovered the previous zone. And then she came right back down to the T right there to get those orders filled. That was all she intended on doing. Just that shit there, man. All right. Nothing much. No, it's not invalidated. Bitcoin level 1 is not invalidated. Level 1 will only be invalidated if it completely breaks the moving averages and comes in down at this point here. If it breaks this zone here, all right? So if it comes down and breaks this zone, all right, it would effectively invalidate level 1. Why? Because you can notice here, tap 1, tap 2, tap 3, all right? It can't break these two zones here because that's where the previous consolidation was. That's where interest came in to move price higher. If it comes back down and taps this zone and bounces away, happy days. But if it comes all the way down here and then tries to come back but doesn't succeed at that, you've got yourself a reset. All right? But the peak formation is all the way down here. So before we even think that this move isn't valid, okay, we have to wait for price to come down here to break it. All right. Now, this is on the 15-minute time frame, guys. It does look a bit messy. Let me tidy it up for you. I'm teaching everyone. I'm trying to get everyone to understand and see the lines. There's lots and lots and lots of lines, man. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. What is going on here? There you go. That's the tedious thing about MT4, man. There we go. Make it nice and tidy. Cool. That's where we at. Yeah. Can you explain the last third of the Asian session and how price will behave at the London Open? All right, that's something I talk about with the YouTube guys, YouTube members on a Saturday. All right, but let me bring it to you on here. The last session, the last third of the Asian session is pretty much what I look to trade every single day. Now, sometimes it doesn't present anything for me, okay? But what I do is, let's look at today's. So, dollar yen. It was a very small move, right? You can see right here. So the last third got up at about 6:30, 6:45, right? Takes us into this zone here. I can see prices formed the base, pin to the low, pin to the lows. All right. They've come above the Asian mid-range, moved above the 50 and the 5 and the 13. All right. Once it comes out of the zone, I'm anticipating a stop hunt low or a stop hunt rise. All right. So the first thing that happens is price comes away from the 50. I expected that it would either continue up and then pull back to the 50 EMA and then make a move to the upside, in line with the cycle itself. Because remember, dollar yen has been back 7 days. All right, it's been trading to the downside for 7 days. It needs to realize a return on its investment. All right, as in the market maker. Okay. Now, this here stopping volume was the trigger. All right. So the trigger right there, because you can have a simple pattern: rise, retrace, continuation up. All right. But that was a trigger right there for me to make a long, ride it to the next moving average. Okay, looking back, let's look for another one. Here we go. You got this one here. Right there. Price comes down out of the Asian session, pins the low, stopping volume, stop hunt rise, bounces off the 50, retrace down. That's all I'm looking for, guys. That's before the London Open. Stop hunt rise, drop. Notice how the green candle tries to break the 50 EMA, fails. The next candle tries and taps it, pulls back, trapping the retail trader in believing that price is going to continue high because it's broken the 50 EMA. How many orders are set there? Tons of them. And then what happens? They reverse price back, completely crush all the retail traders that went long in this zone. Right now, we're still in level 1 for Bitcoin. Right now, we're still level 1 for Bitcoin. It needs to come above this zone here, all right? Because it's broke out and came back in again. It's not a full break to the upside, all right? I'm not seeing the clean break that I want, all right? And you notice this happens all the time with Bitcoin, guys. It always seems to be doing it. Always. All right, then. All right, guys, listen. I did say the stream was going to be short. All right, I'm keeping it short tonight because I am pretty tired. Now, you may or may not be happy with that. All right, but Fridays are always going to be about just summarizing the day's events and letting you guys know what's going on in the weekend, what we've got planned. Okay, so tomorrow we've got the YouTube members, okay, and the patrons. We've got a live stream. I'm going to be talking about some pretty advanced moving average trades. Some of them. I'm also going to be talking about a couple of advanced entry points as well, how you can really capitalize on certain approaches in the chart. We're going to look at the behavior of the currency pairs this week and help you guys understand a little bit more about projection. I've got a few more things that I need to give you guys as well. All right, so I'm going to be chilling out. I'm going to go to sleep. All right, and I just want to thank you guys again. Listen, please be careful. It's the weekend, guys. I'm not streaming tomorrow night. There is no stream from me tomorrow night. You probably get a few videos. All right, I've got a list of things that people want me to do videos about. Okay, but make sure that you go over to the projections channel. Okay, because I'm going to summarize the week's event. So this week's events from all the coins that I've been projecting. All right, I know it's Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I'm going to summarize the whole week in those videos. All right, so you guys can come to it and you can use what you need to use from it as well. All right. So listen, mad love to all of you guys. If you need any links, okay, head over to the description in the video. It's all in there, guys. This video's got all the links to it. So, you know, enjoy your weekends, guys. Okay. All right, and mad love to all of you guys. Take it easy. See you in a bit.